If you watch any other YouTuber who makes Team Fortress 2 content, you've seen that the TF2 team has released some balance changes that they're talking about for the Pyro update. Not like any of you care, but here are my 2 cents. The panic attack. Fun to use, but not when you're being serious. The TF team saw that it was underused, and unlike, say, the Bison, in which case they nerfed it for some reason. No, Valve, I still have not forgiven you. Fix the Bison. Anyway, the Valve team has decided to rework the weapon from the ground up, adding a 50% faster switch speed, and like the Force of Nature, having more bullets, but each bullet doing less damage, firing a wide, fixed shot pattern, and the shot pattern growing with each successive shot. I think this is fine. The current stats only work for Battle Engineer, so this will make the shotgun actually semi-viable. The Ambassador was nerfed. Now the first shot's no longer perfectly accurate, and bullet spread is instead reduced by 50%. Basically, all this does is make the sniper spy gimmick not viable. The Dead Ringer no longer refills using ammo and dispensers. It is a worthless nerf. The Return reward got a buff. Now you can disguise, however, it will take a full cloak meter. That's fair enough. I'll probably actually end up using the Return reward a little bit. The Sandman got nerfed. It no longer fully stuns you. You can fight back. However, they did do a little bit of buffs to it by reducing the ball regeneration time and having 50% increased damage. The Pretty Boy's pocket pistol is actually useful again. Critical got a bad nerf. Each attack while active adds marked for death debuff for 5 seconds, doesn't stack, and they removed the 25% speed bonus. The Atomizer got nerfed. It only triple jumps when you have the bat active. I don't really care. I never used it. I always thought it kind of sucked. The Flying Guillotine is worthless now. Rest in peace, Sandman Guillotine combo. The Base Jumper got a nerf, but no one actually used that weapon unless they're on high tower and they can't market garden for shit. The Man-Treads finally got a buff. 75% push force reduction now includes air blast and added 200% air control when blast jumping. Still sounds like it'd be worthless, but hey, it's a step in the right direction. The Darwin's Danger Shield no longer gives you extra health, so you can't survive a sniper v sniper fight, and instead now you have afterburn immunity and 30% fire resist. The Razorback got a nerf buff. It has a 100% overheal penalty, but the shield regenerates instead of you having to go all the way back to the resupply cabinet. The Vitasol got a nerf, but it's a pretty interesting nerf because now they added an organs mechanic, and the more you hit with the Vitasol, the more organs you get. Similar to the minigun, the Ubercharge gang rate is reduced when using the Crusader's crossbow. If the target is 1 to 10 seconds out of combat, it scales to normal when the target is 10 to 15 seconds out of combat. No one actually used the Crusader's crossbow for building Uber anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Gloves running urgently take away health when it's active, but when you put the item away, you get that health back. And now they removed the marked for death penalty and the 25% damage penalty. Same thing with the eviction notice, but for a lesser extent. Fist of Steel got worthless nerfs, 40% overheal reduction and 40% healing rate penalty, but you never really have a medic pocketing you with the Fist of Steel. And lastly, they nerfed the Rescue Ranger. Range repairs now consume metal at a 4-to-1 health to metal ratio, like repairing 60 damage costs 15 metal. The Bonk Atomic Punch now has a slowdown effect based on how much damage you absorbed. Okay, those are the changes so far. I don't really hate any of the changes. I don't think the Guillotine nerf is a good choice because people only use the Guillotine with the Sandman. Removing the attribute that made people even equip that weapon basically is going to make it a dumpster weapon. What they should do is give it a different stat to compensate and make the weapon a little bit more self-reliant. I'm finally glad they fixed the Eternal reward. Honestly, I've never had a problem fighting dead ringer spies because it was pretty obvious when they were dead ringing and I could always just find them regardless. However, I see why they nerfed it and I don't really care, to be honest. The only pistol I ever use is the local hero pistol, the best pistol. I'm also glad they buffed the Man-Treads, however I don't think that will be enough to save it from obscurity, especially when it has to deal with the gunboats. The Vitasol got an interesting rework, and I think it'll be pretty fun to play with it. Also, if you ask me, the gloves running urgency got buffed at this point, not nerfed, removing the damage penalty and the mark for death, and the only downside now is you lose health, but you gain it right back when you holster it, so it's not like it really matters. Of course, maybe it might be a huge deal when in actual gameplay, but I can only speak out of theoreticality, because this is all just text on a screen. I'm gonna miss the old Rescue Ranger, but I can see why it was nerfed. That's all I had to say. Here's the outro.
Yippee-ki-yay!